Hello, stock traders. These have been treacherous times. You might be asking yourself, what do I do? This is so hard. So today I'm going to kind of talk about how I mitigate my losses during times in the market like this. There's just a lot going on, and with election and stimulus news and everything of that nature, I am mostly cash. And so if I have strong conviction in a stock and I know that this one has had this catalyst, and whether the market's good or bad, typically this catalyst yields great results, then I will go in normal on that type of stock. But other than that, I suggest cash. And it can be really hard to do and it takes discipline, but just stay back until you hear positive news. Now, once positive news hits the market, if you hear deal approved by Congress, bam, go in. I mean, stocks should really improve because they've fallen too far. And so every day's down just a little bit. I'm just going to talk a lot about that in today's video. So if you were following the top 7 and others from yesterday, you would have had a 1.11% loss. Now today I had a 1.70% gain, and I'm going to explain how I did that. Month to date, if you were following the top 7 and others, you should be right around a 2.98% gain, so it's still positive. To compare against the Dow Jones Industrial, so far the Dow Jones Industrial this month is up 1.31%. Year to date, I am at 571% gain, so of course I'm happy with that. Hoping that that continues, but definitely you got to be careful if you're going to hold on to your gains for the year. So today I day traded 2 stocks. I day traded ASTC and TGC. Now these picks come out at 5:30 in the morning for my standard group members. If you are part of the Patreon group, you know how great these calls can be, and today was pretty great. I had 2 different stocks that I was able to trade. I was driving today and I knew I was going to be losing signal during certain parts of the day, so I only did 3 trades. Typically I do more than that, but I had a 21% gain, so extremely happy with that. So I like to use Webull for my intraday trading, and the reason why I do is because it has fantastic scanners. Those top gainers, top losers, all the different scans and tools that you have available to you are very worthwhile. If you are looking for a powerful broker, I highly recommend that you check them out. In the description down below, you can find a link where you get 1 free stock when you sign up and another free stock when you deposit money. So I had some stocks in the top 7 that I sold today, and I did no buying of stocks except for 1. I bought 1 stock today, so the buying was really limited, and that's been because of how the market's been, so I've been kind of real careful. And I'm right around 80% cash right now, so I'm waiting for something good to happen before I get big into the market again. I highly recommend that you do what you need to do to protect yourself. But I sold 3 stocks. The first one was CCL. That was an insider swing play. I was able to sell for a 4.7% gain. Sold GWRE for a 1.6% loss. That was a follow the money pick that did not work out. And then I sold RAVN, which was another follow the money pick, for a 8.6% loss. So that one really did not work out, just with how the market's been. Another thing that's kind of going on, and I'm sure you've noticed, I love insider activity. And what's been going on lately is the insiders are not buying, so they're waiting on the sidelines also. And insiders are only going in with big amounts of money. The only reason they're doing so is if they have total conviction that they know the stock price is going to go up. So there are opportunities when this happens, and so you can really watch it. A lot of the reason why the insiders aren't picking up shares is because of earnings coming up, and so the SEC and also the company's board of directors typically will have a restriction on insider buying or selling, and so it's a good idea typically during this time, if you are an insider of a company, to kind of avoid it. Well, I have lots in the top 7 and others, and so these are stocks that I recommend going into heavy if you hear good news. So if you aren't in any of these at the moment right now, I would just head off to the sidelines, except for that number 1 pick, and I'm going to explain why that number 1 pick is so good right now. Okay, so the very first one is KALA. This is Kala Pharma. It finished down 2.44% on Wednesday. My average in it's $8.34, and this is a PDUFA run-up play that just really has not done well, and it's been kind of affected by the market, also by the FDA just not getting any approvals. Now, if we see an approval at SPPI, at a Spectrum Pharma, and I don't recommend buying that because it's getting too close to approval date, but if we see the FDA approve that drug, I expect that it will affect Kala pretty greatly because investors will have more confidence that the FDA is approving positions. All right, the next is PLTR. On Wednesday, it finished down 0.76%. My average in it is $9.90, and this is Palantir Tech, and this is a follow the money pick. pick. The next is Ionis Pharma, IONS, and my average in it is $49.47. And on Wednesday, it finished down 2.19%, another follow the money pick. The next is ICE. This on Wednesday finished down 0.48%. My average in it is $104.23. This is International Exchange, and this is another follow the money pick. I had someone ask a question this week. They ask, what is a follow the money pick? So what I'm doing is following the ARK buys. So Kathy Wood and her team, when they go into a stock, typically the reaction has been very good, and they're very smart and strategic about the ones that they go in. So literally I'm watching those ARK buys, and then I'm buying after them, and I'm just following the money in. I'm in there while they're loading up, and typically the stock price will increase, but the market just has not been favorable right now, and so that has not been happening. All right, the next is DOYU, and this is another follow the money pick. On Wednesday, it finished down 0.53%. My average, and it's $15.74. And this is Do You International, and so this should do well, and hopefully we get some movement on it. The next is Fastly, FSLY. My average, and it's $87.83. Another follow the money pick, and on Wednesday finished down 5%. The next is API. On Wednesday finished down 3.43%. My average, and it's $44. This is Agora, and another follow the money pick. And the last is NXPI. This finished actually up on Wednesday at 0.48%. My average in it's $138.40. And they had a recent partnership with Volkswagen on semiconductors, and so this one should really do well. If you are looking for a good group and you want access to me and you want to know when I'm going into a stock, when I'm leaving a stock, what I'm thinking about a stock, I highly recommend that you check out our Patreon group that's in the description down below. There are so many great investors on there. It's not just me that you get access to, and a lot of great investors trying to help one another. Okay, now to the top 7. Number 7, here we go, is TSM. This is Taiwan Semiconductor. My average in it's $88.39. This finished down on Wednesday, 0.70%, but they just had great earnings, and ARK has been loading on this particular stock pretty heavily. This is one that's actually been performing against the market pretty well. The next is number 6 is CALM, and this is an insider swing play, and my average in it is $38.54. On Wednesday, it finished up 0.50%. Calamina Funds and Jeff Harden bought up shares on this, and so this one should really move. All right, number 5 is NVS, and NVS on Wednesday finished down 1.81%. My average in it's $86.90. They just got osteoarthritis candidate from Merck Germany, and so this is a big deal, and this is a follow the money pick. Also, ARK recognizes that, and they put good money into it. Number 4 is Regeneron, REGN. On Wednesday, it finished down 0.73%. My average in is $584.65. The European Advisory Group just expanded use of Dupixent, and so that was a big deal. And also, Kathy and her team, ARK Funds, has been loading up on the stock for sure. All right, number 3 is NTRP. On Wednesday, it finished down 1.35%. My average in is $1.14. And this is an insider swing play, and Joshua Silverman, director, loaded up big time of shares. And so I'm expecting this one to really move upwards. And also there were multiple buys in multiple days, and so I like to see that too. All right, number 2 is PDD. And on Wednesday, it finished up 1.30%. This one has actually been doing very well. My average in it's $84.87. And this is Pinduoduo. And the ARK investment team has been loading up on this also. All right, number 1, and if you were part of the Patreon group, whether it be the basic or the standard, called this out right away, and you were able to get a good deal on it. And if you were really patient and kind of followed my entry point advice, and so I have a video, it's an entry point video. If you followed that advice, then you would have got a really great price on this and been way up on it today. And so it's back. This particular stock we've had a couple times, and we've made really good money on it, but the insider activity is continuing. And this is SELB, and Timothy Springer loaded up big time this time. It was $4.3 million worth of shares. And on Wednesday, and you probably would have got most of the move on this if you were part of our group, it was up 19.27%. So I'm sitting around 18% up in it. So I'm excited about that. My average in it's $2.26. And with Timothy Springer loading up like this, it's a very encouraging sign. And so I expect that this stock has some news behind it. The insider activity is always the news before the news. And so I'm expecting great things, and hopefully we shall see that. I do a lot of work for this list, so if you could please do me a favor and please hit that most amazing and wonderful like button. Also, if you would do the honor of sharing this video with your friends, I'd very much appreciate that. And if you haven't done so before, please subscribe and turn on those bell notifications so that you can get notified when one of these videos comes out. I wish you the best of luck. It has been tough, but this market will turn around. This is temporary. Actually, we might be able to get a really good market dip and get some really good deals on some companies that we can make some money on once there is great news. And once you start to see that market turn around, it will be time to get in soon. Let's have a great rest of the week, and Raythoven out.